morning. It is 4:30 in the morning and I'm feeling fantastic. We are checking out today and on to our next adventure. Just making sure I don't have anything left behind. We're flying out today and we're going to somewhere where I've wanted to go to for a long time. I hope he's awake. He's awake. But you're not ready yet. Stephen, I haven't disclosed to the viewers where we're going yet because I'm like so excited. I don't know when the right time is. It is so early, isn't it? Okay, so we're leaving our bags here at the hotel for 3 days. Or we go off to... I just can't say it yet, Stephen. Oh, here we are. So there's no one else on the roads. We're just heading out to the airport to hopefully catch our flight. And our taxi driver, he's a good man. He's our swearing taxi driver.
Yeah, good man. Taxi. Yeah. The best service.
The best service.
Yeah.
And he's practicing his English swear words with us.
Number one taxi driver.
Number one taxi driver.
You don't understand.
There's not many people. So I like it. That taxi driver was quite funny. He was a swearing taxi driver. Right over there. That gentleman right there. Handwritten visa. And I went through all the effort to get a visa to go to this place.
You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand.
Flight's just about to board and I haven't had any breakfast. I don't want to travel, Stephen, without eating because it's not going to end well. I get hangry. So, hello Starbucks. How are you? Muy bien.
Matter what you stop.
I don't know how to take it because I don't know the difference between when they're speaking Spanish and when they're speaking English. I have to look at the subtitles. Is that racist?
Vacilón, qué rico vacilón. Cha cha cha, qué rico cha cha cha. Vacilón, qué rico vacilón. Cha cha cha, qué rico cha cha cha.
A la prieta hay que darle cariño, a la rubia tremendo apretón, a la china hay que darle un besito, pero todas gozan.
Okay, just landed. It's warm out here. Where's Stephen? Here he is. I'm super excited to be here. This is a long time coming. And I want to do this before it becomes ruined, if that makes sense. I want to see it before it changes. Super excited. Alright, we've just landed in Cuba. Kind of anxious or what to expect. Going through immigration was a little bit dodgy, just purely because of my own preconceived ideas, but otherwise it was alright. We don't already know what we're doing now. We've got to catch a taxi to Havana. Guess so. So we'll try to do that. We found a taxi. This guy doesn't speak a lick of English, not even like one word. We're trying to explain where we want to go and hopefully we're going to get there.
A few inches later.
Okay, so we've just had my second argument with a taxi driver in as many days. This is starting to become a pattern with me and I'm looking internally. He's trying to take the mick at us. I cannot speak Spanish. I don't know how to argue in Spanish, otherwise I'd argue my guts up, but for the sake of $10, it's just the principle, you know? Still super excited to be here though. notice when you get here is not just the beautiful old cars from the 50s. Obviously, because of the sanctions, no cars were imported after that period, and so they're stuck with a bunch of really classic old cars, which there's just tons everywhere. But one thing you really notice is it's really smoky, and it doesn't help that the electric windows in this taxi don't work. So we're getting a first-hand experience here of Cuba. So far, just on the way from the airport, we've seen 3 broken down cars and trucks and 1 accident. Can I be? Gracias. So we've just got here. Our taxi's dropped us off. This is in central Havana, well, it's in the old Havana. And the way that you do things here, bye-bye, thank you. The way that you do things here is you stay in these casa particulares, which are like people's houses, and you stay with the family. So you just rent this house. It's beautiful. So I'm kind of looking forward to kind of staying with them and getting to know them. Hopefully they speak English so we can kind of have some sort of interaction. But otherwise, it's very unique. Edson, Adam. It's nice to meet you. Jacqueline, Adam. All right, so here's their home. It's their kitchen over there, and it's coming to here. This is our bedroom. Little double bed there, or 2 singles rather. I know, all important. Bit of aircon, and we have a little balcony actually, which is pretty cool. We're in the old part of Havana right now. Now there's a Capitol building down there, and then it just goes out all into old Havana there. Slap bang in the center of the old part of Havana. Couldn't have asked for a better place, and I'm really glad. Location is perfect. There's some cool nightlife here, some salsa, good food. I'm like a schoolgirl. This place is a bit of a maze in the old part of Havana. We don't really know exactly where we're headed. We're just walking around, getting the lay of the land. I'm probably going to find a bite to eat just now, and see where the day takes us.
Qué rico cha cha cha, vacilón, qué rico vacilón. Cha cha cha, qué rico cha cha cha.
A la prieta hay que darle cariño.
Alright, we're not lost anymore. We know where we are. Steven, the genius here, has had a map in his backpack. We found it where we were on the map, and now we kind of know where we are. Oh, no thank you. And apparently there's a lot of cigars around here. Who would have thought? Cuban cigars. 54 years. And there's a strange cat, and a flag, and some people, and another house.
Hay que darle un besito, pero
Todas gozan el vacilón, vacilón, qué rico vacilón. Cha cha cha, qué rico cha cha cha. Vacilón, qué rico vacilón. Cha cha cha, qué rico cha cha cha.
unas tienen la cara.
If you have watched my previous vlogs, you'll see that with the scooter, it had kind of like a funny siren. That seems to be every single car here in Cuba has some sort of unique siren. Like, except that one. That was kind of normal. I've lost Steven. Where's that boy gone? Stopped to take one time-lapse video. Oh, there he is. I really like the fact that in Cuba you get all sorts of people of all sorts of different skin colors, and they're all Cuban. I've seen people who are as white as me, but they're Cuban. I've seen people who are just really dark-skinned, Cuban, and everything in between. And they all just seem to be Cuban, which is kind of nice actually. It makes me feel like I fit in, except I have this camera that I'm pointing at myself most of the time. The many things I like about Havana is that when someone comes up to you, when you say no, they say okay, no problem, and that's it. And unlike Mexico, Cancun, where they just heckle you and you want to punch him in the face, here I want to hug him. Today's going to be Hug a Cuban Day. I feel like I'm on a set of a movie. Doesn't it kind of feel like that? It does. I just asked the guy, how's the internet in Cuba? He said to me, it doesn't exist. This one. Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So that was a very interesting conversation I just had with that young couple over there. They were selling those vinyl prints. They gave me a bit of insight into how things are here in Cuba. She's a doctor, a qualified doctor, and he's a qualified lawyer. And they have quit medicine and law, respectively, to sell these posters because they make more money selling those posters. They have zero internet access, and if they want internet access, it's extremely expensive. And so they're pretty much kind of very disgruntled about their country, as young, probably passionate, politically minded young people would be. But they've never traveled outside their country. They were born in the country and never been outside. So they know really not much about the world outside Cuba, and it was very, very interesting. I just spent about the last 20 minutes having a conversation with them. Very interesting people. Yeah, this is how you get around. Why are we forever in bumpy vehicles? I don't know, we're in two. Man, I'm gonna ask this guy if I can ride. Yeah, I got this. I got this. What side of the road do they drive on in Cuba? Well, that was a fail. I'm no good at that game. It's like a blue bucket upside down on top of a police car from the 80s. The last 2 hours here at this restaurant chatting to our new friend Chris. Chris, it's been good to meet you.
You too.
Chris is here by himself. He's meeting up with some mates tomorrow, and we've just come back a bit more to the central Havana, and we find ourselves in this plaza here, which is really beautiful. This plaza is actually about 5 minutes from where we were staying. That waiter we just spoke to now, he was explaining to us exactly the same thing that the other two young people that we spoke to explained, is that he wants to get out of Cuba. It seems to be actually a big deal here, the internet issue. Not having internet freely available is a big issue. People seem to be quite disgruntled. But saying that, there seem to be happy people. I feel very safe here. I don't feel threatened in any way, shape or form. And so you tried, how many times did you try? Twice. With the boats. That guy has bought, or him and his friends have had 2 boats. And each boat, they've tried to go to Miami, Florida. And each boat is sunk. Because they just want off this island, they want off Cuba. And the last time he tried was 3 months ago, and his boat sunk about 6 miles off the coast of Cuba. He went out 25 miles, it got too dodgy, too sketchy, because it's about 90 miles from Florida. They turned around and came back, and the boat sunk 6 miles, and he swam for about an hour and 45 minutes, almost 2 hours. He swam slowly, got back to shore, and made it nice. He's not trying that anymore. But that's how badly this kid wanted to get off the island and actually see the world. We have just spent way too much time at this restaurant. It's just so cool here though. We're probably going to head back to the accommodation because we're so tired. We are up at 4:30 this morning. Sleep, shower, not in that order. Wake up tomorrow and see what tomorrow brings. You better not freaking snore. You don't snore, you just breathe very heavily. Oh, great.